Look at these two pictures and tell me, what's the difference between them? Oh, you didn't see it? Then look at these two pictures. Can you finally see it? Yeah, it's the rear delts. Even though this is a very small muscle, the difference it makes in your physique is absolutely insane. But a lot of people are completely unaware of their existence. Your typical gym bro is going to be like, bro, I do lateral raises, I'm all good. Unfortunately, you are not even close to being all good. Sure, your shoulders might look good from the front view, but when someone looks at you from the side, you will look like you don't even lift. It doesn't matter if you got a gigantic back, because without the rear delts you will always look like a wimp. Because having big rear delts is going to give your shoulder that 3D look that makes you look like a beast. And don't forget that if you don't train your rear delts, your front delts will start to overpower your rear delts, and then you are asking for serious trouble. When the front to rear delt imbalance gets to a very high point, it's just a question of time before your shoulders get injured. And trust me, once you injure your shoulder once, you will have to deal with it your whole life, because it will never be as good as before. If you are very young, you might not take this seriously, but trust me, having a healthy and functional body should be your #1 priority. And that's not even taking into account the terrible posture that you get as a result of your rear delts being non-existent. If I see you walking like this, I'm either gonna assume that you got stuck somewhere in the human evolution chart, or that you are just not training your rear delts directly. And for your own sake, I hope it's the second option. So what do we do to make sure that our rear delts start popping out and transform us into a beast? Well, you could say that doing back exercises is going to work your rear delts a decent amount, which is definitely true, but that is simply not enough to make your rear delts pop out. You need to start hitting your rear delts directly. That is what is going to grow them the most. And no, I don't mean lateral raises. Lateral raises are great for the lateral head of the shoulder, but it's not going to do anything for your rear delts. So the exercises we want to focus on are, for example, the rear delt fly, the reverse pec deck, or the face pull. These are the exercises that will finally put some mass on your rear delts. If you don't have any rear delt isolation exercise in your routine, you need to change that ASAP. It's completely non-negotiable. As with most body parts, I would recommend you to hit your rear delts twice per week. And in each one of those workouts, do at least 3 sets of the isolation exercise of your choice. Unless you are a complete beginner who is just learning the foundational movements, you absolutely need to have at least 6 sets of rear delt isolation per week in your routine. It doesn't matter what type of training plan you are doing or what equipment you got available, you just need to do it. And you don't have to stick with just 3 sets of direct rear delt work done twice per week. If your rear delts are lagging behind because you have been neglecting them for a long time, don't be afraid to do 5 sets twice per week. I'm personally a big fan of programming 5 sets of rear delt work instead of just 3, just because of the fact that most people's rear delts are so extremely behind. And before you bring out the laundry list of excuses, listen to this. It takes just 5 minutes of your time, and when you are already in the gym, what is 5 extra minutes? You will be done with it in a blink of an eye. But Winnie, I'm afraid that it will fatigue me too much. Don't worry about that. Doing any of the rear delt isolation exercises will not cause any extra fatigue, because isolation exercises just don't do that. They only tax the small area that you are isolating, so it's not going to add basically anything to your body's overall fatigue. Now that you know that training your rear delts directly will turn your shoulders into 3D boulders, prevent injuries and even fix your posture, then I hope that every single one of you will implement some rear delt work into your routine, because it will be one of the best decisions that you will ever make on your bodybuilding journey. Are you looking for a training plan that will hit your rear delts and other underrated body parts that people usually forget about? Then go to bodybuildingsimplified.com and get started today. So what are you waiting for? It's just that simple. And as always, a big thanks to all the supporters on my Patreon. Did you like this video? Then you will for sure like this one too.